When the first trailer for the Suicide Squad dropped last week, a lot of people did think it looked promising and exciting. But there was a vocal, plurality of people, at least online, saying, meh, like they thought it was okay or it didn't really get them that excited. But it looks like the trailer might be exciting enough enough for them to watch it. Because according to data that's been released, James Gunn shared this on Twitter. The Red Band trailer I just talked about, it was viewed by it got 150 million views, and that's massive. And I assume this is across everywhere it was shown. I don't think it was just YouTube. It was probably, Twitter, Facebook, everything combined, wherever that trailer was shown. And yeah, that's a bonzo number. This Deadline article sums it up pretty succinctly. Filmmaker James Gunn reported on Twitter that the first Red Band trailer for his upcoming movie hit the first week record with over 150 million views. Oh yeah, I left that part. I forgot about that part. 150 million views in the first week of its debut. That number beats the 116 first week views of Mortal Kombat, a movie that also looks promising. 116 million views, it's not like that's nothing. That's just not as much as Suicide Squad, which recently held the record as the most watched Red Band trailer. This is for Red Band trailers, not trailers, period. Just for the Red Band types. But, both those, Mortal Kombat and Suicide Squad could both be huge. Or at least, the interest is high. So how about that? I do think that, and yeah, I saw that there were a lot of people, they were commenting it looks okay. When they saw the trailer, meh. But, a lot of people did watch it. And a lot of people, there were enough people who liked it. I do think that the Suicide Squad could be a successful movie. When it drops, if the reviews are good, it'll probably do fine. By today's pandemic standards, right? By the standards of however many people are going out to theaters, right? Godzilla vs. Kong is doing well, but that's by pandemic standards. And that we just have the theatrical numbers. The internal streaming numbers for HBO Max, because Suicide Squad's going to be simultaneously released in theaters and HBO Max too, just like Godzilla vs. Kong. Those streaming numbers, HBO Max numbers, are going to be kept close to the vest. No one's going to know how well Suicide Squad's doing on streaming until, HBO Max and AT&T and Warner Brothers decide to release those numbers. They're just going to be able to measure, by outside factors, like app downloads and things like that. The same way, people are looking at the Snyder Cut metrics. How many HBO Max downloads, that sort of thing, etc., etc. But I do think regardless of, whatever analytics you look at, Suicide Squad will probably do well. If it's a good movie, right? There's questions, are people interested in Suicide Squad? This new Suicide Squad, because, it's not the same type of movie that David Ayers was. And there's a lot of people who want to see the Ayer cut. Is there going to be resentment towards people who want the Snyderverse to continue by not supporting James Gunn's Suicide Squad, which is not a part of the Snyderverse? And then, does James Gunn himself, is his image still hurt because of, comments he made in the past that got him fired from Disney? Is that going to cause an effect and, cause not as many people to want to see another James Gunn movie, that sort of thing? We're going to find out, how much of any of that is a factor. But I think that, once the movie comes out, if it's good, it'll do fine, right? Because let's say that you thought, a lot of people did think the Suicide Squad trailer was good, but let's say you're one of the people who thought it was mediocre, right? The trailer. A lot of good movies have had mediocre trailers. James Gunn's Suicide Squad's not the first. And having a mediocre trailer does not mean a movie's not going to be successful. It can mean that, but it doesn't. It's not like a guarantee. But again, did most of the people who watched the Suicide Squad trailer think it was just meh? Or, were all the people, were they just the ones talking about it, right? Because a lot of people, when they like something, they don't say anything. They just watch it and they like it. They don't necessarily go on Twitter or YouTube or Facebook to say, oh, I love this. They just, like it and keep it to themselves. So, we're going to find out, what people really think of the Suicide Squad and how it is on August 6th when it's released. But anyways, I think so far so good. It's definitely made an impression. And it's on people's radar because that trailer got a lot of views. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel because I appreciate your viewership, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.